Thank you so much for joining us for another in our series, A Story to Tell. Today we have with us Mrs. Norma Powell, and she'll be sharing her journey with us. Good morning, Miss Norma. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm fine, thank you.
I'm happy to have you join us to share with our viewers and stuff a little bit about yourself
Mhm.
and just share your life experience with us. And I know some persons will benefit because we learn from each other's experience.
Mhm.
All right, so we're going to start with your early years. Tell us, where were you born and when were you born?
Well, I was born in Jubilee Hospital.
Okay, so Kingston.
Hmm.
hmm
Yes.
And the date?
21st of February, 1951.
1951. So that
Mhm.
makes it that you're
73.
73
Yes.
and your birthday will be coming up soon.
Wednesday.
Okay. So, what's your parents' name?
Well, my father is Morris. I don't really know him.
Oh,
I really don't know him when I was born. About 2 years after he died.
oh, he was sick?
I think so.
He was sick.
I don't
Don't
really know.
remember so much about him.
Yeah.
Okay. So you had other siblings?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's five of us on
But,
mother. I'm the last one,
mm-hmm.
the baby.
Okay, so what are their names?
You have Donald. He passed now a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You have Daphne,
Mm-hmm.
Lynette, Gladstone, and
Mm-hmm.
then Norma.
And you are
That's
the
me.
last one. And you said your mother's name?
Louise Hill.
Louise Hill.
She married
Okay.
named Tinker.
Tinker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so after daddy passed, she got married again.
Right.
Okay, so you had a stepfather growing up.
Yes. So.
About what age
Yes. Yes.
he came into the picture? When you were big?
About four or so.
Or?
But
So how was he as a stepfather? He treated you guys well and thing, or you had some little run-ins? Because sometimes the stepfathers and the children don't get along
right.
well.
And him didn't have any children, so I'm not really,
Understand?
I understand.
Okay, so it was a little bit rough, but
Yes.
you guys, I guess, tried to make the best of it because of
Yes,
your
yes,
mother's
yes.
sake. Mm-hmm.
So, they separated after a while,
Mm-hmm.
because it wasn't going too well.
Okay.
Mhm.
So what school you went to being born in Kingston? One day for Central Branch?
Mm.
No? Okay.
Whitfield, I started at Whitfield Primary.
Okay, Whitfield.
And then I ended up at Denham Primary.
Okay. So where were you living at that
Greenwich
time?
Town.
Greenwich. Okay. So Whitfield would have been more closer to you.
So,
Okay.
but because, Whitfield kind of, the fight and so on,
Yes.
I couldn't take it.
Couldn't manage
I
it.
couldn't manage it at all.
So how were you as a child? You were like a soft spoken and
Yes, very.
very soft?
Not like no, I was more outspoken now.
Mm-hmm.
I get older, but at that time,
So you as the baby, your siblings have to take care of you at
we
school?
didn't. All of us didn't grow together. I am the only one that grew with my mom.
Serious?
Mhm.
So where are the others?
With them grandmother. And
Oh, they went to the country or so?
Not really.
Oh, she was still living in
Yes,
town as
but
well.
she couldn't manage all of us, And it's not one father. We are not one father.
Okay, okay.
And then my father, I'm the last one, so my father died when I was
Yes.
2, so she couldn't manage all of us. So I'm the only one that grew with her.
Wow.
Mhm.
Okay, so you get all the attention in the world.
I'm plenty beaten too.
Oh my God. So it come with
Yes,
its advantage and
yes,
disadvantage.
yes.
So your mother
But
was very strict?
I'm so, yes, very,
Oh my.
very, very slick. Very,
But
very.
you don't look like you used to give any trouble.
No, not really, but you see, like, oh no, you would warn your child. So
Yeah.
if you do that again,
Yes.
I'm gonna spank you or
Yeah.
whatever. My mother has you slip your slide.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know?
She don't
So
really joke around.
right.
Okay. So after you left Whitfield Town primary, what school you went to?
Denham Town.
Denham Town.
Same primary, but
Oh, so you got to two primary school.
I just switched.
Okay, so the fighting and
Yes,
thing you couldn't deal with.
deal with it.
So Denham Town was much better?
Yes, much better.
And you liked it? Do you had any friends that you remember?
I really don't keep much friends.
You keep yourself to yourself?
Yes. You talk to people, but
Yeah,
that's,
but yeah, acquaintances probably. Okay. So after you left Denham Town, what high school you went to?
I didn't went to no high
No,
school.
that was it.
That was it. I went to work.
Went to work.
Start working at an early age.
What age
So
you
the mom
started
couldn't manage
manage? So you
because
had
she
to.
wasn't, she didn't have a steady job.
Mhm,
You know, she used to do days work and so on and
mhm.
things like
So
that.
what age you actually started to work?
About 13, 14, you know.
Really?
hmm
So who give you a job so young?
What happened is my sister, my
Mhm,
eldest sister, she have a little daughter.
mhm,
So she would take her to the prep school.
mhm,
So instead of she taking her, I would take her.
mhm.
And one day the teacher said to me, why are you not into school?
Exactly.
So it was telling him about the situation.
Mhm,
And he said, you're all right. Since I just come with her every morning, you want to help me out? I
mhm,
said, oh, yes.
mhm.
So and there, started, helping,
In the class?
in the class and
Mhm,
teach them how to form the letter hoe and so on.
mhm,
And teach them little nursery rhymes
mhm,
and so on. And so I get to like it
mhm,
and so on and things like that. But, through growing up. So she encouraged me to go and, there was a factory
mhm,
on Marcus Garvey Drive. Said, why don't go to the factory and see if you can get a little work there
mhm,
and so on. And I went there and there I started.
mhm.
And then from there to different places,
Different places. So how was it getting your first job now and getting your own money?
Yes, man. Feel independent.
Feel
Could buy
independent.
all that you need,
Mhm. So you told your mom how much you were getting and you just give her some that you think
Just
was
give her
just give her a portion
yes,
of it and
right.
keep back some for yourself. I guess you have to do your shopping and
Yeah,
thing and thing.
right, right. You could buy your own clothes and so on.
So you used to save a lot or you use a person that don't
I
really
save,
save much?
I save
You
mine.
save.
Yes.
Okay.
And
So
I was a church person from very small. I
okay.
baptized when I was 12.
Really?
Mhm.
So your mother was a Christian as well?
No, she wasn't a Christian, but she used to send me to Sunday school.
Mhm,
And then from Sunday school growing up, I
mhm.
get to love, church.
So what church you got
Well, at
baptized?
first, there was a church down by Greenwich Town,
Mhm,
um, a Church of God.
mhm.
So that's where I started out.
Okay.
Baptized when I was 12, because, you feel the anointing and so
Mhm.
on and things. So I request my baptism. She wasn't pleased about it because,
Your mother? Why?
no, she was saying that, you're too young
That's what they
and
always
so
say.
on and things. But I
Every
was
parent,
determined.
once the child is 12 or under, they gonna say, I don't sure if you understand and all of those things.
But I was
And that
very
happened to
much,
me as well.
I was very much understand because I was sick when I was about 8 or so.
Mhm,
I have chicken pox,
mhm,
and then by the time the chicken pox heal up,
mhm,
I have this cancer problem,
mhm,
and I couldn't swallow anything or whatever.
mhm.
So she went to work and asked the neighbor to give an eye on me and thing like that. And I was there lying in the bed, and I heard a voice, a song was saying, "Oh, great thou art."
Mhm.
And the person was singing this song. The song was, I know I don't hear nobody sing it, that song like that.
Mhm,
And the note, was
mhm,
up there.
mhm,
And I get up off the bed and I go outside and I was looking all around to see who was singing that song.
mhm,
And I don't see anyone. And I come back inside and lie back on the bed. And the song keep on,
mhm,
ringing. And I find myself, as much as I couldn't talk or anything, I found myself start singing the song
mhm.
and trying to go up to the note that
Yes.
the person was singing. And from then, I felt the anointing,
Mhm,
and I decided I want to baptize.
mhm,
And I told my mom, and in truth, she wasn't going to church. So she didn't understand. But when I reached 12, I said to my Sunday school teacher, what age, you can baptize?
mhm,
And she was telling me about the story of Jesus when he started out, he was 12 and so on. And I said, I want to baptize. and then set down my name.
Mm-hmm.
But at that time, they didn't have any pool in
Mm-hmm.
church, so you go to the river, you
Yes.
go to Castleton,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, she was fussing about it because I told her I was going to baptize, but she didn't take me serious. And then we so far I was going
Yes.
country and things like that. So that morning, now, early morning,
Yes.
I get up and get ready. And then church wasn't far from me. I could stay on the veranda and look across,
Mm-hmm.
And then she, but I decided,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is, I'm going to baptize.
So going back to your working now, how long you worked at the factory at?
Well, it wasn't too long, about 4 years.
4 years.
They closed down.
They closed down.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then after that, after they closed down, now I was at home. And then at home get so, mama so miserable,
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. I said, Lord, I want a job,
Mm-hmm.
and so on and things like that. So one Saturday morning, I was
Mm-hmm.
cleaning the house. And like I heard a voice say, why you don't check Mr. Mac? Now, Mr. Mac is a man that have a hardware
Mm-hmm.
down by East Avenue there. And as I heard the voice and I said, check Mr. Mac. Mr. Mac know people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just get up same time and I just fix up myself and I
Mhm.
went down to him. And he was telling me, quite a few people we know
Yes.
and so on. And he said, come to me. I'll give you a letter.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sunday after church, I went to him and this letter to go to the honors down by Port Royal Street.
Yes.
That's where the headquarters is.
Mm-hmm.
And they sent me to honors 41 out by Parade.
Mm-hmm.
And I was there for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And they closed down.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, now, back again, not working. At that time, no, when they closed down, and at the same time I met Brother Powell,
Mm-hmm.
was planning to get married and thing at the same time they closed down. And I said, Lord,
Mm-hmm.
waited so long. And then, anyway, a short space of time, I got another job.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's it.
Okay, so coming, you say you met your husband now during that period of time.
Mhm.
Tell us how you met him. You used to go to that same church that you go to?
No, well, when I leave, I left Greenwich Town Church. No, there's a brother that was living next door to me, and he invited me to a convention at Wildman Street,
Mm-hmm.
and that's Brother Berry,
Mm-hmm.
Vincent
Vincent
Berry,
Berry.
was living next door to me, and he invited me to a convention, and I went to a convention the Sunday night with him. And that same Sunday night, my brother,
Mm-hmm.
I filled with the Holy Ghost.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it was something else,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And from that day, I decided that's where I'm gonna
That's the
go.
church you're gonna go.
Mhm.
So he was going there as well. Your husband was already
Um,
going to that church
no,
or another
no,
branch?
he didn't start it yet.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't start it yet at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But his brothers and sisters, his mom and dad,
Went there.
There's mom and dad is from Glengoff, so
Mhm.
they have a branch there. So coming to Wildman City,
Yeah.
that's how I met them.
Okay.
And I took part in one of his brothers' wedding.
Yes.
So it's after that now, him come and then
So eventually he came to live in Kingston. He was living up that side as well.
No, I think he was living in Kingston at the time.
Okay.
But, never get saved at the time
Mhm.
when I was long after.
So how you guys got married now? How long after you begin to talk and you just start to get serious and all that was
No,
things?
it's about 8 years after starting on Wildman Street and so on, I started Wildman Street from 72, 1972. And we get married in 1980.
So what did you see in him to make you think that this is a person that you could look this way, man? I know he's close by, but let's pretend he's not here. Let's look at me. Yeah.
Oh my God.
What qualities you saw in him that could say, that this is a good young man to settle down with and thing?
Well, the story began. you know, um, I have a friend that used to live up by Kingston Gardens.
Mm-hmm.
And when I leave, when I leave work on Wednesdays,
Yes.
instead of going taking the bus go home to um, Greenwich Town,
Mm-hmm.
I just walk from town and go up Almontown where
Mm-hmm.
my friend live. And then now they're living near to church.
Yes, yes.
So you just walking distance.
Mm-hmm.
So I would walk, go up. And on Wednesday, every night when church night.
Mm-hmm.
So walk, go up there. And when I was walking, going up there, I heard this person behind me and I turned and I look and I said to me, you going up by church? I said, not right now, we
Mm-hmm.
later on, prayer meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked him, I said, you are going up church? He said, not now. You live at Beeson Street.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay. So by walking now and, going on and things, when we reach Beeson Street, I see him keep on walking.
Mm-hmm.
So I said,
Don't forget where Beeson Street
to
is.
say, you was going to Beeson, you live at Beeson Street. So he said to me, I can't accompany you,
Yes.
to walk. So, something come to my mind to say something that's
Yeah.
so right.
Yeah.
But it's like the Lord hold me tongue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm
Because,
glad that he did.
yes, I didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm. But you're wondering what this guy is up to.
Yes, because
Yes.
it's not really say I didn't know him
Mm-hmm.
to that.
Yeah, you see him
I
around and
yes,
thing.
yes, and I know his brothers and
Mm-hmm.
sisters and
Mm-hmm.
his mom and dad, but
Mm-hmm.
that closeness
Yeah.
wasn't there. So anyway, him walk and him follow me go to my friend's
Mm-hmm.
house. And him say, oh, he's here. And then afterward him turn back.
Mm-hmm.
And then come back down. And that is where it started,
Mm-hmm.
and keep on walking. Sometimes we're going home,
Mm-hmm.
like in the night.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it wasn't, I alone was
Yeah,
walking,
group.
go to town,
Mm-hmm.
but him would walk in the midst. So I would say then, what if I be Sun Street
And in passing
and
yard.
passing yard and
Yes.
come all the way
Yeah.
downtown and
Something
so on
something
and
not
so
right.
forth. And so, and it would be there standing until the bus come and
Mm-hmm.
then,
Mm-hmm.
and so on. So,
So gradually you realize that this guy
yes,
have a little interest in you.
yes, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, yes.
So when you guys got married, how old were you at that time?
When I got married, I was 29.
29.
29.
29.
Mhm.
Okay. So you're now married now. Where you guys live? You used to live at the same Greenwich farm or
No,
where you went and lived?
after we got married, no, I was living in Duane Park,
Mm-hmm.
New Haven,
Yes.
Duane Park. And then after I got pregnant, it wasn't living there too long, but
Mm-hmm.
we leave and go to Mall Road.
Mm-hmm.
And from Mall Road, we leave Mall Road, live at Almontown,
Mm-hmm.
and then Gilbert come and,
Yes.
bus stop went and so on and things. So where we are
Mhm.
here, so
So how much children you have?
just two
Two. And
boys,
two boys. What are their names?
Kevin Powell
Mm-hmm.
and Jerome Powell.
Mm-hmm. Why you gave them K names?
It's not anything that was planned,
Not planned.
because no. First with Kevin, he is the first one,
Yes.
and we was there because at that time when you're pregnant, you don't know what
The
you have.
ultrasound and those things
You
wasn't.
didn't have
Yeah.
those things,
So you just
so you
have to
don't
wait.
know, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was wishing that it would be a girl because I love girls.
Oh.
Not saying that I don't love boys,
Yeah,
but
yeah. You
girls
prefer.
with the ear to
Yeah.
comb and
Yeah, I understand.
and so on.
And I guess your husband probably didn't want a boy.
Well, I don't know what it was. He will tell you about it.
Yes.
Yes, so when Kevin Bond was a boy, so we were saying, what the name and so on, and Kevin just come up and said Kevin
Mm-hmm.
and Kevin Donald Powell.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Donald is a part of
His middle name.
his middle name. Okay, okay.
His father's name is Donald.
Okay, so just bring over the
Yes.
Donald. Okay. So you had your first child. I know he was born he was born normal, or was he? Because I know he has a physical disability at the moment.
He was born that way,
He was born that way.
When he born, his legs were lapped like this,
Mm-hmm.
and and when the doctor say, after I'm born, the doctor come to me and say something is wrong with the baby legs,
Mm-hmm.
but they can be rectified.
Yes.
So I was saying to myself, so
What could be
what
wrong?
could be wrong?
Yeah.
'Cause they didn't show me.
Yes.
And then after now, because I admit about 2 or 3 times before I'm born.
Mhm.
And then I met this nurse. She used to go to South Camp Road Church. And, she would used to encourage me and so on and things like that. So when I'm born, she come the morning and say, at last you have baby. I say, yes. I say, the doctor says something is wrong with the baby legs. But, she said, they didn't show you. I said, no. And she offering and show me. And I started to cry. And then by the time she go back to the nursery with him, she meet up, the power line was showing. And he started to cry and so on. And but Professor Golden, he was by Mona Rehab.
Yes.
So at the time, Brother Paul was working up that
Yeah.
up there and told them about it. And Professor Golden take him from them time, your mom, and look about him. When it was about the same day born, Professor Golden had it was up by UC, have a his workshop up there, and him come and look at him, and they band the legs, and say 6 weeks, he will come back and look at him and so on. And when it was about 6 months, they do the first surgery to make the foot them
Kind of straighten out.
And we went through 4 surgery. And that's how you see there now. But we went through a lot.
Yes, because you weren't expecting.
Especially your first
Yeah.
child,
And you're probably wondering what you did wrong and what you could have changed.
I cried. We cried. We cried. And I asked the Lord, I said, Lord, what have I done?
To deserve this.
What have I went wrong? What I do? And so on. And I try to encourage myself, and so I don't have a lot of friends from a young, and things like that. So I always depend upon the Lord and things like that. And going along, we try to encourage yourself, and and so on.
So did you say to yourself that you're not gonna have any more children because you're not sure what gonna be the outcome?
Well, you see, you don't know when these things happen. You don't know when these things happen.
So how long after you had your first son, you had the second
2 years after.
2 years.
Kevin born 1982. Kevin born 1984. And we didn't plan.
So when you were pregnant with the second one, you were wondering how it's going to turn out and thing, and you're fretting.
Yes.
Oh my!
Yes.
Can imagine that period.
Right. And I say, Lord, you're not going to make me go through, the same thing worse, You must say, Lord, you promise never to give us more than we can bear.
Yes.
And so on. And we have been through home, and home was okay.
Okay. So how was life raising your 2 sons? And they're being so different. How is that adaptation and?
Well, you see, when you have God, and you pray about things, and you try to, bring them in the right way, and so on, It wasn't easy. We went through a whole lot. Went through a whole lot. I was at one of the time I wasn't working and all of that. But, but God see us through.
So when did your second son realize that his brother was a little bit different than him.
And it was small, you know, because they would have grew up together, and him say that.
So he understood.
Yes, and him help him.
As he realized that.
Yes, because all when him was when Jerome was you know, about a year or so, and Jerome was living at Mall Road at the time, and him would want to come into the kitchen and cooking, and somebody take off a little piece of chicken and push in her mouth and say, "Go back to your brother, go and sit down." And him go and him take out the chicken out of his mouth and put it into her.
So he was very caring as a brother.
And so on and thing like that, and then him come back. I said, "But I just give you, we want more." So I realized, so him take it
and give it to his brother.
Up till now, he is you know, care.
Looks out for him, for each other. They look out for each other.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So would you say that that young stage of him growing up was probably the most difficult period of your life, or you have other periods of your life that was much more difficult than that?
We do. Yes, during with Kevin, you know, and sometimes you know during the time when we wasn't working, we wasn't you know, it was very difficult for them to go to school and all of that. But you know, God see us through.
God made a way. Do you have any regrets in when you're looking over your life of things that you probably could have done different? Like if you had known this, probably you'd do this earlier and thing, because probably you never get all the support that is available out there. Because you know, some children will be born with certain disabilities, but opportunities are there for support from different agencies, but they don't know until long after.
We didn't know.
Yes. Yeah.
We didn't know. We didn't know. All we do is depend upon the Lord, because you know, when I did have you know, after I have them, you know, I find out that I have growth, so it was difficult and so on. In that period of time, I was going to the clinic, and they said I was to take it out.
You had to do a surgery.
And at the time, where Paul wasn't working, I was doing a little work, you know, like a stopping. I have to go and do a little stopping because he wasn't working and so on and things like that. And so I was saying, no, then when I go into the hospital, know what's going to happen. And God just come through, you know, the right time. I admit in the hospital this Sunday, and Brother Powell get to work on Monday. Start working the Monday.
Yes, everything that's work out.
Everything just work. You know, there was a turning point there, you know, and so on. And, you know, from then, the Lord just see us through. That Kevin could, you know, go to university and could finish up them school and so on and so forth.
So you managed to send him through university with, you know, sometimes you not working and him
working. That at the time with the university, Brother Paul, as I told you, Brother Paul will get the job done by Wolf.
Okay.
And they know, you know, that was a turning point. So I was working at the time. So after I felt better now, I started look after babies at home. I started to have a little nursery here.
Yes.
So I'm going to work. I'm here with them, you know. Yes, I love children. Have a little nursery up to now. I still have it. Not as much like first time, but you know.
Yeah. So tell us how you guys got this house. Cause this is your house, right? Yes. How that experience? You were house hunting and then.
Brother dear, oh my God, God is a good God. When you trust God, you know, when you trust God, God see you through. As I told you, was at Mall Road.
Yes.
After we leave, we get notice, Mall Road, and we couldn't find anywhere at the same time, you know. And anyway, search until we find a little place up Almontown. They didn't have no light. The landlord promised that when we come in, we would put down the light. When we go in, no light.
Mhm.
And was there, and I was like a little drunken man, and he was giving us a warm time, a very warm time. And, we keep on praying.
Yes.
And I said, God, you promise never to leave us nor forsake us.
Mhm.
And, the man carried over a coat. It was, I was the one who was seeking the house at the time. So I found the house and put the receipt in my name.
Yes.
So it was giving me some trouble and thing like that. And I'm drunk and
Yes,
so on
yes.
and couldn't deal with it. And giving notice. And it says, brother dear, went to court like this Monday.
Mhm.
Following Monday, Gilbert come.
Mm.
Tear off the house top.
Mhm.
And when you look up, so it's a
Ah,
sky.
you're looking at, yes.
And then decided not going to put it on back because he want us to come out.
Oh.
And I said, Lord, look up like this to the sky.
Mhm.
And I said, Lord, I said, you'll never see the righteous forsaken nor receive begging bread.
Mhm.
And I said, this is another hurdle I'm going
Yes.
through here now. And start to look, we was looking house before,
Mhm.
and we never get in. And this house was locked up here.
Mhm.
It was Brother Powell sisters also. They weren't here. It was in England.
Mhm.
So they always locked up here for years.
Mm.
And the Friday after Gilbert, he met his brother. His brother was living there, so he had already moved.
Mhm.
And he said, sit here, man.
Just like
Go
that.
up there.
Mhm.
They're locked up, nobody not there.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that.
And we just move in. And here we are.
After how many years? That?
What Gilbert was what? 87?
Mhm.
88.
88.
Mm-hmm. 88.
So that's quite
So
a
you
number of
nine
years. Over 20 odd,
yes.
30 odd years.
And we come in and we finish pay the mortgage and all of those
Mhm.
things. And so here we are still.
Mhm. So God has been really faithful to you guys.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
Very faithful. Very, very faithful.
Mhm.
And I thank him so much.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for sharing
Yes.
with us today.
Mhm.
Before we go, you could just share a word of encouragement to our viewers, probably persons who have gone through similar stuff
Well,
with you, like you.
just trust the Lord. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct thy path.
Mhm.
Because I have trusted the Lord and he brought me out all right.
Mhm.
I'm so thankful.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing with us. And thank you guys for joining us
Mhm.
for another in our series of Story to Tell. Until next time, keep safe.
God bless.